So I have a 2016 Platinum Tundra, and I will be installing this Gen 2 radio with the buttons up here. That's how you identify that. So I've already connected up. I should have probably videoed this part with all the kind of like an inventory of all the connections and wires and things, but kind of was really wanting to get the wires up and connected to it. So the problem I've seen, so I've looked at all the forum posts and you know, back when it was Gen 1 items, so this Gen 2, trying to make sure that I knew I had all the wires and then how they are supposed to be connected up. So so this one will show how it's all connected up. The only harness that I did not use was this one right here. And this one is used, for my understanding, for the front camera connection. So if you have a front camera or you're wanting to put in a front camera, you'll use this connection here. And it will go on the spot that is right here, I believe. So on the back connection, right there in that slot right there. Okay. This connection right here, the one right below that, is the connection for the rear camera. So you'll use this. And then the one connection below that is for the USB splitter. Mine came with 2 USBs, and then you have this little converter thing to connect it to the stock USB port there. And then I also have an extension USB cord as well. So let's see, that covers these 2 connections here. This connection is pretty straightforward. It's the only one that could fit in there. Then I've connected these 2 connectors down below. Once again, those are keyed, so they only go into a specific one. Something to mention is a lot of people that have had issues in the past, they've been told to make sure that their connections are tight, pushed in all the way, and then also, once we get to the truck, make sure that our connectors, our pins inside of this connector, and all connectors, aren't bent, where when you push them together, they might cause a electrical open, so you might have some issues with the radio itself. So do a visual check of all these pins. You can see in this one it has 5, looks like. Make sure that they're straight and they're not bent, and you'll do that for all these other pins that you're going to be connecting to the stock connections. So let's see here. So those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 connections that I've used, and there's some interconnecting items you're going to have to do. I'll point out these 2 connections right here. There's 2 different connectors, and each one of those has a video that's, or a cable that says reversing video in. So that'll be for the backup camera. And I couldn't find on there which one of these I'm going to need to use, so I'll just wait until I get into the truck, because it'll be dependent on whichever connector here will be used. So whichever connection I'm going to use, I'm assuming the other one is probably for like a front camera, and then the other one will be for my back camera, which is all that I have set up on my truck. So once I figure that out, I'll take this connection, whichever this one might be, and then I will plug this over here into this CCD in connection right there. So I guess that probably won't, neither of these are probably for a forward-facing camera. Just probably the different types of connections that you might have in the back. So that's where these 2 yellow ones will go. I also connected the aux, the red and white audio cables from this larger harness here. So you can kind of see it comes down, and is these 2 connections here. Those will connect into the rear facing camera connection. This has the red and white aux L and aux R. So I connected those up. And I think because there's another two that are a red and white connection on that pair. I can't remember. Those are labeled RCA. So looking through the forms and everything, it was connecting aux L and R to the aux L and R female connectors over here. Once I did that, I also did a little twist tie to kind of keep everything together. And I'll probably, I saw someone's post where they kind of basically taped everything else up to where all of these connections were just sticking kind of towards the back. I'll probably do something similar because there's just a lot of cables that are sticking out in the back here. So you also have off this top connection, you have this blue wire that goes into this connection. You can see in there. And then that has the radio plug in there. So I took this out just because I was putting it back in the box, but you would plug this connector over here into the radio connection and make sure you push that in all the way so that it makes connection. One of the other things to note on this unit, this one that I got sent, there is a notch here, and that's because of some issues that some people were having with the fitment of the radio. So they notched this part out. My understanding on the forums is that I'll need to make sure that the part of the truck that this actually goes around, I'm going to do some a little bit of trimming on that, and I'll make sure I videotape that as well. I'll record it. Let's see if there's anything else that I was doing from here. Okay, one of the things I thought I was missing, because I've been watching some Gen 1 videos, was an OBD connector that connects to the back of this, and then it connects to the OBD port on my truck. I sent an email to the Phoenix Radio folks. After I sent that email, they actually sent me back a link to where I could log into a kind of like a troubleshooting database. So I thought that was pretty useful because it ended up actually having a picture of the back of this radio, and that's how I figured out how mostly to wire this up, with the exception of which one of these yellow ones I'll be using. But just having that access to that database I thought was pretty useful because it kind of just reiterated what a lot of the video posts are out there, but those are, or the posts or the videos that are out there, but it's kind of, those are all spread kind of all over the place. So I didn't see an OBD connector here, and so I don't think this unit actually has that. I think it will connect through some of these other wires and pull up some of the data from the truck that way. So I think this is all the pre-setup work that I've done. I'll record a separate video where I have 2 USB sticks that I've put an MCU update on, and then also the software update. And I'll actually video that process as well, so that this collection of videos that I'll be posting will have everything that I've done step by step for a Gen 2 with buttons connection to my 2016 Platinum Tundra. All right, next stop is going to be the truck. I did mention, so here are my 2 USB sticks, but this is also the GPS and compass active antenna. And while looking through all the posts, I've seen people that have went ahead and connect this, and this connection goes right here below the radio connection, and then they'll route this antenna up through the dash and put it through the little the grill that's up at the top, and then put it in the front windshield. I want to utilize the stock antennas, so I have ordered, but just last night, because I wanted to make sure I knew what I was ordering when I did. But I'll show that on Amazon. But what I've done is I've ordered a Maestro kit that has a wire, and then that connection is not completely compatible with this, so I've bought also an adapter for this. So you connect that up to here, and then that'll have a similar stock connection like this that will plug into the stock wiring harness, so that I can use the existing truck's antennas, so I don't have to have any additional routing for all that. The only things I plan on routing outside of in the truck, beyond just the area behind the radio, is the USB cable. I plan on having a route, one of these connections to the glove compartment, so that I can, if I want to, I can put in a solid state drive with some movies and videos and stuff on there for the kids during trips. But I mainly plan on using the Plex app once this is set up, because I have a huge library on there. So the next video will be in the truck and actually taking the dash apart.